are big houses, there are small houses, there are pretty houses, there are ugly houses, and then you got these houses. Looking more like the product of an architect's brain on LSD, these houses push the term avant-garde to its limit. From a house built into a clock to a house that has no regard for your privacy, yes, there is such a thing, so stay tuned to the end to know more about it. Here are 10 of the most unusual houses in the world. With all that said and done, let's call our realtor, shall we? We gotta check our credit score for these. Number 10. The Clock Tower Penthouse. If you're like me, then you hate the sound of your alarm clock in the morning, and at this point you got PTSD every time you hear the dang sound. With that in mind, I can't imagine a house built off that kind of idea. The good thing is, though, that this clock doesn't chime every hour. Atop 1 Main Street in Brooklyn, New York is an iconic clock tower that was transformed into a stunning triplex penthouse, located in the trendy Dumbo, or the Down Under the Manhattan Bridge overpass neighborhood. The apartment is part of an old industrial building that was originally built by cardboard manufacturers. The tower transformation project was developed by David Walentes, the man behind the Dumbo project itself. This jaw-dropping 6,813 square foot penthouse offers you a 360-degree view of the city, overlooking the Brooklyn Bridge and Manhattan. Its signature feature, however, are the 4 massive clocks installed in 14-foot high round windows on each wall. The 3-story apartment, with the ceiling going from 16 to 50 feet in height, also has a glass elevator running up its center. The penthouse of the Clock Tower building entered the market in 2009 as the most expensive condo in Brooklyn. At the time, it was listed for $25 million. Till then, the most expensive apartment on record cost a mere $11 million. The realtors, however, have been unsuccessful in selling the Clock Tower penthouse, and it's now down to $18 million. Number 9. The Croft House. This house is a major work of architectural greatness and has been recognized as so around the world. It follows a very minimalist yet modern design and is located in Victoria, Australia. If you don't know exactly where it is, it's quite difficult to find as it blends with the surrounding hillsides. The home was designed by James Stockwell, whose idea was to build a house that blends in with the land surrounding it. Pretty unlike many of the other houses in this list, it's an easy home to maintain. Zinc, among other metals, was used as well as compressed sand, resulting into a surprisingly sturdy structure. The home is surrounded by wide ceiling-to-floor windows, allowing for a lot of natural sunlight to enter the residence. A great feature about this house is that it's incorporated with solar energy, which not only makes the house green, but also reduces living costs. Number 8. The Seashell House. Many have wondered what life would be like living in a seashell, and that was the exact inspiration behind the beautifully crafted Nautilus. The giant seashell house is located in Mexico City, and was built and designed by Javier Senosian, and was built back in 2006. The house features a smooth front facade met with a giant wall of colored mosaics, lighting up the living space in a stunning rainbow effect. Whether you think it looks like a giant snail or seashell, the home is definitely quite strange, but it was actually designed to blend in with the natural surroundings in what Senosian likes to call bioarchitecture. Inspired by the work of Gaudi and Frank Lloyd Wright, the house is dominated by smooth surfaces, spiral stairs, and natural plantings that makes it feel like you're living inside a shell. It's a real home built for a young family with 2 children who were tired of living in a conventional home and wanted to change to one integrated to nature. I wish I had that much money to do stuff like that. Number 7. The Pole House. This house is as dramatic as it is simple. Designed and built by F2 Architecture, the Pole House overlooks the Great Ocean Road in Australia. It takes great advantage of its location and spectacular views in a very unusual way. The plot on which it was built is a steep hillside, which obviously presented a challenge. The architects came up with the most intriguing solution, though. They then built a concrete platform on a 13-meter-high pylon and they put the house on top. By elevating it like that, they put an emphasis on the views, but they were faced with a second challenge. There was no way to comfortably access the house. To solve this problem, the architects also built a narrow concrete bridge which links the house to the hillside. Pretty simple. Number 6. The Carrot House. You've probably heard of this one as it is the world's skinniest house. Designed by Polish architect Jakub Szczesny, the Carrot House in Warsaw is wedged inside a 4-foot crevice nicknamed a cushion of air between 2 buildings. The Carrot House stretches for over 30 feet tall, but is simultaneously only 28 inches wide at its narrowest point, which is about thinner than a stovetop. At the same time, it was probably only about 4 feet wide at its widest. With just 46 square feet of floor space and a world record for narrowness under its name, the Carrot House manages to fit a bedroom, a bathroom, a kitchen, and a 2-beverage refrigerator in the span of 3 floors. The first floor features nothing but a staircase at the second. However, when the staircase is retracted, it makes for a pleasant, although quite claustrophobic living room. To get to the second floor to the third, you must climb a white ladder. Built in 2012, Czerny's narrow masterpiece is legally classified as an art installation because it doesn't meet Polish housing codes, but in practice it serves as a residence nonetheless. Constructed as a memorial to his family killed in the Holocaust, the Carrot House is named after Edgar Carrot, the Israeli filmmaker and author who was spontaneously asked by Czerny to be the house's first tenant. After Carrot agreed to the deal and lived there for a number of weeks, the Carrot House became open to traveling writers for the night's stay. As of today, the Carrot House is open to all visitors to Warsaw, so long as it's not undergoing maintenance, of course. Number 5. The Slide House. Can one even imagine growing up in a house designed around a 3-story high slide and where your home functions not just as a shelter, but it's also meant to be a fun place that nurtures happy childhood memories? Well, the Slide House in the Nakameguro neighborhood of Tokyo was built to be such a place. This unique home in Japan is a rectangular building with a staircase that wraps all the way around one side of the house, connecting all 3 floors. A staircase goes around the other side of the house, and on each floor the occupants can decide whether to descend via the stairs or slide. It was designed by Level Architects for a couple with 3 young children who wanted their kids to have lifelong joyful memories of their childhood home. The main living area is located on the 2nd floor. Keeping with the goal of creating a playful home, there is an enclosed ball pit at the center of the living space. The high ceiling in the living, dining, and kitchen area allows air and light to diffuse throughout the large space, but a sense of unity is maintained by the 6-meter-long built-in sofa bench that runs along one wall. From the outside, the house looks pretty unassuming, and it might be mistaken for a small warehouse. The perfect camouflage for all the fun to be found inside. Number 4. The Flintstone House. This is one of the coolest houses ever, for people falling in a very specific age bracket. Like the name implies, it's a very accurate recreation of the home of the Flintstones, our favorite modern Stone Age family. It is fully functional with modern amenities, yet still holds the extremely old-school charm of the Flintstones TV show. The 2,736 square foot home is located in sunny Malibu, and was designed for TV personality Dick Clark. Designed to be more of a work of art rather than a home, it is worth $3.195 million, which is definitely not cheap. Multiple architects worked on the home, trying their best to bring the iconic cartoon home into our reality. The window frames are cut in order to resemble exactly how the original Flintstones house looked like. Inside from the floor to the ceiling are walls, and all are made to resemble stone. Although the home is located on 28 acres of land, it's actually not that large. It simply has 1 bedroom and 2 bathrooms. This home also includes access to a private beach and incredible views from high up in the hills. Number 3. Falling Water. This house was designed in 1935 and has become incredibly popular over the years for many reasons. It was built partly over a waterfall, which is the main attraction about the house right in the center of lush greenery. It was originally constructed to be a family weekend home for Edgar J. Kaufman's family. They used it between 1937 and 1963 as their own private getaway. The home eventually got deeded to the public and is now a popular tourist attraction. The home attracts more than 160,000 tourists a year. Unfortunately, time has not been very good to the home, which is now showing various signs of deterioration, and the maintenance costs of a house like this are not something to gawk at. The outer walls must be washed very well on a regular basis, and rooms are repainted as needed. Even the bathroom floor, which is made out of corkboard, needs to be replaced periodically. Overall, there's a very close watch on the home and in making sure everything is at its very best. Now it's time for today's best pick. Today's pick is literally a house hanging from a cliff's edge. Is anybody crazy enough to live in such an abode? Well, let's find out next with number 2. The Cliff House. It really is nice to have a house with an ocean view, but this one's a bit too much for me. Why? Well, because it's built hanging off the edge of a cliff right above the ocean. And I'm already petrified of heights, and I don't think I'd feel safe enough to sleep soundly at night there. The Cliff House extends off a vertical rock face and is anchored to the cliffside with support beams. Cliff House was conceived by Australian architecture specialist Modscape Concept, who were inspired by the shape of barnacles clinging to the hull of a ship. The modular design is a theoretical response to clients who have approached Modscape to explore design options for building modular homes in Australia on extreme parcels of coastal land. This home is visualized as a natural extension of the cliff face rather than an addition to the landscape, creating an absolute connection with the ocean. Before we move on, do me a favor. My analytics show that only about 15% of you watching are actually subscribed. Come on guys, what's up with that? Can you guys please hit the subscribe button? You guys watch my videos every day anyway, so you might as well subscribe and keep up to date with every video we put out. Number 1. The Glass House. Even when looking at it from a distance, this home is definitely not like many others and requires a certain personality and taste for those who choose to live in it. Most specifically people who don't care for their privacy. This home is entirely see-through and pretty much leaves nothing to the imagination. All the walls are pretty much giant windows allowing for everybody to see into your home and bear witness to anything and everything that you do. According to the architect that designed this thing, he took inspiration from traditional tree houses. So instead of having a traditional first floor and second floor, the interior of the house is made up of different platforms set on varying heights, which gives you an impression of climbing into a treehouse. Although small at only 914 square feet, the interior and the design gives you a whole lot of space for furniture and people. Thankfully, this neighborhood is not too busy, allowing for some form of privacy considering the nature of the house. How does your home compare to any of these unusual houses? Let us know down below in the comments. Feel free to check out the channel's other amazing content as well. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Later, everybody!